Hello guys. Welcome back to my channel, Writing Practices. Today, we are going to learn how to write an emergency authorization letter. What is an emergency authorization letter? An emergency authorization letter is a formal document that grants a trusted individual the legal authority to act on someone else's behalf during an emergency situation. This letter typically outlines the specific actions the authorized person is allowed to take, such as making medical decisions, accessing personal information, or managing emergency services. It is used when the primary individual is unavailable, such as during travel or illness, and needs someone else to handle urgent matters in their absence. The letter includes the time frame of the authorization, details of the person being granted authority, and any relevant conditions or limitations. Here, Writing Practices will show you how to write an emergency authorization letter step by step. Check this out. First of all, you must write your information as a sender. This section contains the contact details of the person granting the authorization. Therefore, write your full name. Under it, write your complete address. This is important for contact and record-keeping purposes. And you can also add your contact information like phone number and email address. After that, write the date of the letter. Use the format of month, day, and year. Since you have no idea about the recipient, you may directly write a formal salutation. It should address the intended recipients of the letter. You may simply write, "To whom it may concern," as the letter may be shown to multiple parties, such as medical staff, insurance agents, and so on. In the paragraph 1, write the main authorization statement. Here, this section outlines the scope of the authorization. Therefore, you need to begin by stating your full name and affirming that you are granting the authorization. Here is the example how you write it. I, James Anderson, hereby authorize Laura Bennett, whose signature appears below, to act on my behalf in the event of an emergency during my absence. And then, you need to explain in detail what the authorization covers. They are including medical treatment decisions, access to personal information, or acting as a liaison. Yes, be as specific as possible to avoid ambiguity. By doing so, provide the context or reason for the authorization. This helps clarify why the authorization is being granted. Here is the example how you write it. This authorization includes, but is not limited to, making decisions regarding medical treatments, accessing my personal information as necessary, and acting as a liaison with emergency services, healthcare providers, and insurance companies. In the paragraph 2, write the time frame of authorization. You need to clearly specify the effective dates of the authorization. Yes, state the period of time during which the authorization is valid. This ensures the authority is only granted for a specific time frame. And briefly explain the reason for the specific time frame, such as travel or extended absence. You may check this example. This emergency authorization is effective from February 1, 2025, to February 28, 2025, covering the period of my absence due to an overseas business trip. In the paragraph 3, write information about authorized individual. You must provide the full details of the authorized person, for clarity and legal purposes. You can start with the full name of the person you are authorizing. And clarify the relationship between you and the authorized individual, such as sister, friend, or spouse, to establish trust and familiarity. Here is the example how you write it. Laura Bennett has my full trust and confidence to make decisions that are in my best interest, and the best interest of my dependents, including my children, Michael Anderson and Emily Anderson. In the paragraph 4, list the authorized person's details. They are including full name, relationship with you, contact number, and address. Yes, the authorized person's contact information here is for verification purposes. And here is the example how you write it. For verification purposes, the following are the personal details of the authorized individual. Name, Laura Bennett. Relationship to me, sister. Contact number, 720-555-0222. Address, 400 Oak Street, Denver, Colorado 80204. In the paragraph 5, explain that the authorized person has been informed of their responsibilities and preferences. This ensures that both parties understand the arrangement. For example, you may write it like this: I have informed Laura Bennett of her responsibilities and my preferences regarding any potential decisions that may need to be made during my absence. In the paragraph 6, write instructions and medical directive. This section addresses any additional guidance or documents related to the authorization. It is a must that you mention if a medical directive or any other related document is attached for reference, particularly for medical decision making. And here is the example how you write it. Should any medical decisions need to be made, please refer to my medical directive attached to this letter. And then, grant permission for the authorized person to sign any necessary documents related to your care or the emergency situation. You may write something like, additionally, Laura Bennett is authorized to sign documents related to my care, or the resolution of any emergencies on my behalf. In the paragraph 7, finalize the letter by offering your contact information for any necessary follow-up. You should politely request that the recipient accepts the letter as formal authorization. And state your willingness to provide any additional information. Here is how to write it. Please accept this letter as a formal authorization for Laura Bennett to act on my behalf as described above. And then, provide your own contact details, like phone number and email for further inquiries. You may write it like, should you require any further confirmation, or have questions regarding this authorization, please feel free to contact me directly at 720-555-0110, or james.anderson@email.com. In the last paragraph, thank the recipient for their cooperation. Politeness and professionalism are important here. Therefore, you may write, thank you for your understanding and cooperation. After that, write sincerely. Add your signature as the sender, followed by your printed name. You must leave space for your handwritten signature for hard copies, or use a digital signature for electronic copies. Not only that, write also acknowledgement by authorized person. This section is for the authorized person to acknowledge their responsibility and authority. Yes, the authorized individual should state that they understand the responsibilities being granted to them. Here is the example how to write it. Acknowledgement by authorized person. I, Laura Bennett, acknowledge that I have been authorized by James Anderson to act on their behalf in the manner described in this letter and accept this responsibility. And it should be followed by the signature of the authorized person, as well as their printed name. So, that's how you write an emergency authorization letter step by step. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.